Today we're gonna compare the iPhone 12 Pro versus the Samsung Galaxy A52, which is a budget phone.
Something underneath is calling out to me as we climb the peak. Are we almost there? It's just too far away.
I know this is a pretty unfair camera comparison since it's a flagship versus a budget phone, but the A52 costs about half the price of the iPhone 12 Pro. I really enjoy the camera experience on iPhone since I can pretty much reach every setting with my thumb, but it does offer basic camera modes, but for the casual person, that's more than enough. Whereas on the A52, there's a bunch of camera modes, which is more fun to use, and it's pretty similar to the flagship model camera modes.
Let's talk about video first, and it's obvious that the iPhone is gonna be declared winner. I can shoot up to 4K 60, and with these shots, I'm not even using a gimbal. I can slow it down and it looks really smooth. It does have some good background blur if you get close enough to the subject, and it's really good for cinematics. On a Galaxy A52, you can shoot up to 4K 30, but it's not stabilized. Even using a gimbal, you can see the up and down movement as I'm walking around. But you can post-stabilize in your editing software if you have it. Now, putting them side by side, of course the iPhone is gonna win. Clearly the stabilization is much needed, and nowadays I think it's a must-have for any phone. And for the image itself, I think the A52 looks a bit too overprocessed. Of course, you can shoot in ultra-wide angle lens, obviously no stabilization on the A52, and for the image, I think it looks even worse than the main lens. The buildings on the background looks really soft compared to the iPhone. Now, moving on to portrait mode, I am leaning towards the iPhone. The HDR looks really great. As you can tell, the blacks are, you can actually see the blacks, like the texture on my sweater, whereas on the Samsung, it's really crushed. Also, my skin tone looks a bit too pale. The warmer look on the iPhone looks much better to me. For the front-facing camera, the A52 is like a hit or miss. If the background is really bright, it really decides to be either super dark or super bright. But if your background is mostly buildings or in the shade, then it should be fine. It does decently well. Moving on to the back cameras, they both have 3 lenses, which is really great and really versatile for both phones. For consistency of HDR, it's not going to be as good as the iPhone, but from time to time, it does decently well. The A52 does have that contrasty look like most Samsung phones do, while the iPhone is more on the flatter side. One thing I do like about the A52 is that it does capture the warmth of the sun really well compared to the iPhone. Now for low light, I am leaning towards the colors on the A52. On the iPhone, it is darker and the color cast is always leaning towards the yellowish side. But if you do want the crispier and clearer image, then go for the iPhone. So looking at these pictures and for half the cost, the A52 is not that bad. Well, that's only for pictures of course, not for video, because the iPhone clearly wins on that category. So if you're taking pictures to capture moments, then it's fine. I think that if you're doing a lot more portrait pictures, then I would recommend something else. Let me know what you guys think. Does the A52 fit your needs? For me, I shoot a lot of video, so of course I'm gonna stick with the iPhone. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, I would appreciate it. And also follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.